Okay, we're back in the booth ready to spray some urethane. I'm sorry I don't have a cameraman in here with me and I can't adjust the shot. So I'm just gonna be able to give you what I can. I hope I don't step out of frame too badly. The first thing that you want to do, the first thing you want to do is make sure you wear a respirator. Anytime you're using this urethane product, whether you're spraying or even just brushing it on, there's no two ways about it. This stuff is toxic. And once I get spraying in here, it's going to get very cloudy and dusty. Once I'm done, I want to get out of here as fast as I can. I mean, my ventilation, I know it's not as good as it should be. And you would not want to be using a setup like this every day of the week, because that would be very unhealthy. But I think for the amount of spraying I do, I'll be fine. First thing we got to do is check our spray pattern. Anytime you spray with one of these guns, the viscosity of your material will alter the fan pattern you get. You're looking for a nice fan-shaped pattern, either coming out this way or that way, depending which way you want to spray, and the direction of your air horns dictate that. These are your air horns. Ideally, you want that pattern 8 to 10 inches at the end. I know, and I was actually getting pretty close to that with the stain I shot yesterday. I know this urethane is a little thicker, I probably won't get that. I'll probably be looking at more like 6 inches. But you got to make sure that you're getting a nice even spray at the end of your fan. The guns are all the same, they got 2 knobs on them to control that. You got one that dictates your volume and one that dictates your pattern. I'm not going to get into how many turns I'm doing here and there because your gun will be different. You just got to play around with it. It's fairly straightforward. And once you get it set for a particular product, the next time you use it, if you're shooting the same thing, you don't have to screw around with it. It'll be the same. Well, I suppose as long as you have your compressor set the same. And again, the outlet on my compressor is set to 40 psi. Let me just check this out. I'm getting a lot of runs on that. Well, I think I got a little too much product going in there. I'm going to back off a bit. When you hold in one spot, you want to be able to see the product build up, to know that you're being effective. But you don't want a whole lot of runny streaks, especially with finish like this. Okay, I think that'll work. I've got my air horn set vertically because I'm going to be spraying up and down. So I want that fan pattern going out sideways. Spray technique is very important with these guns. And it's a very simple technique. They call it, you flash on, fancy word for pulling your trigger, off of your material you're spraying. You want to try to keep your gun perpendicular to the surface you're spraying, if you can. Not always possible, but that's ideal. And how close, I don't know, about maybe a foot away, a little less than a foot. So what I'm going to want to do on this one is flash on above my shelf. I'm going to go straight down, flash off. Then I can move over a little bit, because you want to overlap the wet area of your spray pattern. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. Flash on, back up, flash off. Maybe on and down. What you're trying to avoid doing are arcing motions, back and forth like this, because that builds up your finish unevenly. And it does make a big difference. Another thing I want to mention is that it's very important to make the continuous motion. Don't try to go halfway down, stop, halfway down, stop, halfway down, and then finish it up the same way. You'll see lap marks if you do that. Very important. One smooth pass. Now you're going to be shooting some areas, especially on these, where I'm going to have to cheat a bit. Nothing you can do about that, but when you've got a nice flat surface that you're after, do it properly. See, I'll do this one first. And I really am hoping that it'll run out of air here, so you get an idea of what that little compressor can do. Because it can't do much. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Just for a big tabletop or something, it's a real hassle. Okay, I think I'm ready to shoot. Keep a rag in your handy with you, because if you really mess something up, you get a great big drip. You can smudge it with your elbow. You can just wipe it off. Now you got to wipe off the entire surface you're working on, but you can just wipe off this stuff and do it again. Here we go. Well, don't knock it over. These boards here are 1x6s. That means they're 5.5 inches wide. My fan pattern is, with two passes, I'm pretty much getting them. I'm going to go once down the middle too. I'm starting to hear from the sound of my spray that I'm running out of juice. I wasn't able to get to the insides perpendicular, there's shelves in the way, so I'm just doing the best I can. I got a bit built up on that shelf. There we go. I think I'll flash off in between shelves. That's the arcing type of motion I was telling you to avoid. In some situations, it's all you can do. Okay. Now I can tell by listening to this that I'm pretty much out of air. So take a look at how much I've done there. I haven't completely finished one of these things. That's one 6-gallon tank. If I would have left the switch on it, it would have been running continuously while I was doing the spraying. But you don't get good results that way. Sometimes I bring the cord in here so that I can turn it on from in here. But I don't have that right now, so I'm just going to pop out and turn that tank on, let it run up. And I'll be right back. Easy.